Oh, okay. We're only gonna look at me.
Okay, good.
Okay? Not because I'm vain, because I got confused. Okay.
We don't need slides. I didn't have slides.
Presentation. Slides are.
Your next one's on the, if you just press it forward one, it's your slide.
Press it forward, one is my slide. Okay, forward.
There you go.
That's it. That's me. And my babies. Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I hope everyone is well. All is well? Good, 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 good. My name is Monique Lemons Jackson. I am the founder and co-owner, co-operator of Haiku Coffee 575. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit, it's a company run by myself and my 4 daughters. Only 3 of them are here. My eldest helps me all the time, but these are the ones that you'll see. If you've ever been at Soda City, stop right in front of Sweet Cream, you've seen me and my babies serving coffee, okay? And we welcome you. We're always at Soda City. So, okay, let's get started. So, how we began. I'm a spoken word artist, a poet. I've been a poet for over 20-something years. I've been a poet here in Columbia since 1998, hosting my own poetry venues, hosting open mics. A little bit later on in my life, I decided to start learning how to teach this thing called poetry and spoken word. And so I, along with my former business partner and co-founder Candace Wiley, created the Watering Hole Poetry Organization. It's still alive and running. I love it. twhpoetry.org. What TWH Poetry does is we create space for Southern poets of color, give them opportunities to have world-renowned poets teach them both written and spoken word. That being said, I used to have open mics all the time. I don't know if anybody's been to open mics before. Are there any poets in the building? Yay! What's going on, poet? Hey, poet. Are there any non-poets in the building? My favorite thing in the beginning of a workshop is to see somebody say that they're not a poet, and then watch them stand on the line to present their piece at the end. It's the best feeling in the world. So over the years, I had open mics, and at the end of my open mics, my husband, my children's father, would always offer people coffee. So I don't know if you've been in an open mic. It ends around 30 in the morning. It's really tired, it's late, it's 10-something, and my husband, York Jackson, would always be offering people coffee. And they'd be like, no, we're not drinking no coffee this time of night. Next thing you know, it's 3 in the morning. We're on the second pot, third pot, everybody's talking, nobody's gone home. About 7 in the morning, the last people are leaving. So we always had coffee at my house. My husband would make coffee all day. He would start about 12 or 1, and he would go all day. Fast forward, in 2018, my husband passed away, and there's a big story behind it. If you look at some of the videos that I have out there, you see the story. The story is a little tragic, but he had been passed away for a couple of years, and we did not know. He was just missing. So I found out in 2018, and had a memorial service for him. And after the memorial service, I came home, and that night I just thought about Haiku Coffee, that I'm gonna start a coffee company in his name, in his honor. And I came up with the name. I came up with I booked all the social media on it, and then I did nothing for 2 years. I did nothing. I just kept thinking about it. It kept bothering. The one thing about vision that I know is that a vision will continue to bother you. It doesn't care what you're doing. It will continue to bother you until you actually do it. And if you force it, it's not time yet, it's not gonna work itself out, doesn't mean that the vision's gonna leave you alone. It's gonna continue to get at you and be in the back of your head. My bestie Tanisha is here. She's also an entrepreneur. We call each other about ideas that we came up with 2 years ago and go, you know what about this idea? And it's like we have a running file of things that we come up with because they don't leave you alone, you know? So in 2020, fast forward 2020, I am teaching creative writing and art therapy at South Carolina Department of Corrections, a job I got just from doing a poetry set at the women's prison. They offered me a position after that, and I worked at the prisons in the mental health doing art therapy and creative writing classes for inmates, both male and female, both men and women, rather, sorry. And COVID happened, yes? Anybody got a COVID story? About where you used to work till COVID happened? Yeah, so COVID happened, and my job kind of was pushing us towards being a little bit more correction officers. Yeah, I do poetry, that's what I do. So I kind of stepped down from my position and was, kind of like trying to figure out what I was gonna do next. That was a really good position for me. Didn't know what I was gonna do next, and the stimulus checks came. Right? First stimulus checks came. Anybody bought a car, bought a TV? Anybody bought something crazy with the stimulus check? Everybody paid their rent? Yeah. I bought a hot plate. I bought a rotating hot plate, some bags, some green coffee from a company called Sweet Maria's down in Florida. I bought just mugs. I bought mugs, and I decided to put together my first Christmas basket and open Haiku coffee. So my first stimulus check, the whole check went to Haiku coffee, creating Haiku coffee, and it used to take me at that time. It took me a half an hour to roast a half pound of beans. So if you can think about it, 8 bags of beans took me 4 hours. And that was back to back. And in order to slough off, I don't know if you know the process of roasting beans, the skin off the beans comes off. It's called a chafe. And you have to sit there with a colander, the metal colander, and do this over and over to shake all the chafe off. I did that for every single bag of coffee I sold our first year, almost. And we sold a lot of bags for Christmas, had a lot of boxes and shipped out a lot, and then we kind of had nothing. And I was like, well, what do you do now? Because now I started a business and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't remember where I got the coffee from. I don't remember where I got the bags from. I just started this business at Christmas time, and here it is March, and I got to buy new stuff. And I don't remember where I bought any of this stuff. I don't remember. I don't know where I got these little bags right here. I had to keep finding them on Etsy. I just, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't know what I was doing. Yeah? So I just kept going by ear and just continuing and pushing forward every single day. And then it happened. I got another influx of money, right? And I bought a roaster that roasts about 18 pounds of coffee an hour. Nice. Right? Doesn't that sound like fun? Mm. Yeah, except for you have to put it together yourself and do all the electricity for it. And I had to drill a hole this big in my garage wall for the chafe to go out of, and I had to buy a wood. And I didn't know what I was doing, so it took me about a month to put that stuff together. So now I'm an electrician, I'm a coffee roaster, you know what I'm saying? I'm a carpenter as well. I think I'm a coffee roaster sometimes. Anyway, so I'm doing all this stuff, and I decide I'm gonna apply for Soda City, because they gotta take me, right? Because they take small businesses. My first letter was no. No thanks, we're good. Got enough coffee people. Which, if you've been to Soda City, they didn't lie. There's a lot of coffee people in Soda City, right? So I was like, no, you don't understand. I want to sell bags of coffee. They were like, oh, bags of coffee? I was like, yeah, bags of coffee. I don't want to sell coffee drinks. I just want to sell bags of coffee. And they were like, oh, we didn't know that. Come on down. So they let me set up at Soda City selling bags of coffee. How do you sell bags of coffee? By letting people taste the coffee. So then I had to go around with samples. And somebody would go, I don't want this little sample. I want to buy a cup of coffee from you. And I'd be like, I can't sell cups of coffee. So the city says I can't. All I can sell is these bags of coffee. And they're like, oh, I want to buy it. So then I had to end up sending an email to Soda City saying, hey, can I sell coffee? Can I sell like cups of coffee? And now if you come up to my station in front of Sweet Cream at Soda City, we sell lattes, espressos, frappes, matcha tea. My favorite is Japanese sweet potato ube lattes and ube frappes. I make gelato ice cream now. We have a beautiful, beautiful stand that sells everything coffee and some bags of coffee too. So that's how my journey has gone. It's gone from just, sitting up with poets one night, talking about, not some nights talking about things and drinking some coffee and spitting some poetry and running ciphers and stuff, to now my daughters and I run a thriving business. We have a beautiful profit report from being at Soda City every Saturday. The one thing that I can say is I love that I took my business seriously after a while, because now I can see what we did last year, what we're doing this year. I love that now I can think about maybe hiring somebody. Well, I got hired Tanisha because she right now volunteers, but I volunteer her for business too. It's fine. But like like this many years later, almost 2 years later, we are now, we have a website and my TikTok is banging, and I think I'm a creator on Instagram now, and things are just moving and thriving as they're supposed to. My biggest thing that I tell my friends is you're not in charge of how. I tell my friends that, I tell business owners that, anybody that comes up to me and asks me anything, you are not in charge of how. Anytime I have tried to push things forward myself, things have fallen apart. Anytime I've tried to force things, they've fallen apart. The fact that I came up with a business idea in 2018, had forgotten about it, because now I work for the state with good insurance. And I wasn't thinking about it anymore. But you're not in charge of how. You just have to be open and honest about what you really want to do and allow. And that's all I had to do to create this business. My children set up last night and made you guys some samples of coffee. There's a pour over method that if you do that QR code, you can see how to do a little personal pour over for yourself. I hope you enjoy the coffee. There's a big link tree that has all kinds of stuff on there. I didn't bring a lot of slides, because if you get a chance, just do that QR code and get to know me. All kinds of links are on there. We're good? I thank you.
Okay. All right, Sarah.
Thank you. I'm glad she started with me, because I need to correct you on something.
Sure.
You were always serious about the business.
Yes.
Never say you weren't serious.
Mm-hmm.
We just sometimes don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is you stumbled through and you kept going.
Mm-hmm.
Don't discount what you did.
Mm-hmm.
That first leap of faith was big.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say you were serious from the beginning.
Thank you.
And own that.
Thank you. I will.
Mistakes happen, and mistakes are the greatest learning tool.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that you admitted and owned up to the fact that, that's what happens at the beginning sometimes. Where did I buy this from? I didn't think that I had to write down where I'm gonna source things from.
Right.
Those are lessons that no business class covers. They don't say, when you start a coffee company, make sure you write down your vendors. Now, Tom might, but Tom's the ultimate in business teachers over there. But own that. Don't apologize for stumbling. That's serious business, and folks think I'm only serious when I'm making profit. No, you're serious when you're struggling. So I just wanted to commend you on that and start there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that advice, and I won't say it that way anymore.
First of all, I want to say, love the story. I love the growth mindset that you're looking for the next steps. So the question it's a two-part question. So currently, Soda City is mainly, besides any online sales, where you're located? Is that
Yes.
correct? So with that growth mindset, what are the next steps? Are you considering brick and mortar, or are you satisfied with Soda City?
So thanks for that question. Truck and trailer, truck and trailer, truck and trailer, that's all I say. I've been speaking truck and trailer all year. I am manifesting it by the end of 2022. We just gonna see. It is what it is, but truck and trailer is what I want next, because I am serious about this. I've been reading about opening a cafe since about 2001. Thank you. But location. And there's a different location after COVID than there was before COVID. And I don't want to make, I see shops popping up, and I see them shutting down. You know, I'd rather watch. Yeah.
So, okay, go ahead.
Okay, I want to make a statement, first of all. Personally, this is a personal statement. I think flavored coffees are an abomination to coffee. All right, that's what I think. All right, all right. Coffee's supposed to be strong and black.
That's
all right,
right.
and that's the way I go after.
That's
all
what
right?
I'm talking about.
But I congratulate you on your success so far. And one of the things I want you to encourage you to do is to be able to answer this question: who's buying your coffee?
Oh,
I mean, what are their ages? What do they look like? You know, what are the demographics of the people that are coming up to your place at Soda City? And does that match what's happening on TikTok? Does that match what's happening online? Because you know, you could wander off in the wrong direction. And like, you know, if you're looking for people to buy your coffee because they want to socialize, and you're out running around in a truck in a trailer somewhere, you're going to miss that market. All right. So you need to know why you're being successful. You're being successful. And most businesses do a pretty good job of understanding why they're unsuccessful. But because you're being successful right now, examine why you're being successful.
Thank you so much. When Haiku Coffee opened, Haiku Coffee was the hero to mid-salary professionals that want to be able to make their own specialty coffees at home. That is exactly what my hero statement was when I opened. I don't know what it is now, thank you. And the truck and the trailer is to still be at Soda City. I just want to be able to move around, and that might be mental for me, because if I can unload at Soda City, I can unload somewhere else. Soda City has been such a blessing to me and my company and my girls that, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to do something different? Okay, I'm doing something different.
I work in
So it's such a blessing to me and my girls. I don't want to leave. I want to be there. And I've had a lot of opportunities to go to places on Saturdays, but there's nothing like the dog show at Soda City on Saturdays. There's nothing like meeting new families and meeting new people. It's my favorite place to be. I get to see all kinds of breeds of dogs and serve coffee.
So, first of all, you might not know this about me, but we actually tried coffee roasting. And so, that was on my list of business attempts that did not go as I planned, mainly because I started in a different state where the cottage laws were different and required a full commercial kitchen, which stinks. Thankfully, South Carolina is great for that.
They're great for that.
So, one of the things, I heard Sweet Maria's, and that's amazing. I know, like, I already want to buy a bag because I know it's fresh roasted and it's good quality beans.
It is.
Check into Scrubs because they actually, it's the commercial version of Sweet Maria's,
Okay.
and the cost per bean goes down a lot.
Thank you.
So it's the exact same place, but you're buying in like big bulk,
Yeah. I
not
was
20
buying it.
pounds bags. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're still at the point where we just roast our own from Sweet Maria's, all of that. But I know I don't know how common we are, but there's a particular group of people that won't drink coffee that hasn't been roasted in the past week
Mm-hmm.
because everything else,
Sucks.
yes, it's garbage. And I'm in that group, so if, finding some ways to talk to those people and convert people into that. Like,
Yeah.
I used to not think that I liked coffee at all, but then I realized I was like a huge snob. So, so finding the way to convert, and then a lot of times it happens organically.
Yeah.
Like, you can't necessarily manufacture it, but people start identifying, like, I am a coffee snob. And so I know, based on just what I know about your coffee, quality is a huge thing. So maybe moving some of your messaging into like an exclusivity.
Yeah.
Yes, snobbery, exclusivity. because a lot of what you're gonna, is if you can educate people about why stale coffee sucks, then, then you're gonna get that repeated, like, right now you've got the Soda City where it's very random of who comes up to you, all of that, but every single person who comes, that's the first sale. If you can get a subscription service or something like, if you can find a way to capture their email or something like that, once you taste good coffee, you can't go back.
Can't go back, right?
And so, potentially looking into finding a way to capture their information and then get some sort of subscription service, either by mail or something like that, can open up huge things and give you, predictability in where you need to roast. So, I'd be glad to swap stories later on with you, but,
Thank you
that's
so
just some
much.
thoughts I'm having.
I appreciate that.
Well, I am a member of Soda City, and I just want to tell you, you really add value to the market. I've seen your spot. There's a lot of people there, and one of the questions I have, since you're a mobile operation, same thing she's saying, what are you doing to get more momentum and followers as far as social media? You have a lot of people going there. Do you have some type of QR codes, something that the first person comes in, snaps a shot, said follow me, maybe some type of contest that you're gonna do, free basket or something? What type of strategies are you using in the market during the time from 9 to 1?
So thank you for asking that big question. I actually had to sit down and partner with Tanisha on some of that. Those QR codes that are right there on those bags there are actually connected to my link tree, and I do have a collection, text message collection now for my text message crew. They get a discount for the next time that they come in. I had a subscription service on another website, and the website was so expensive, owned by the same company now, because Square Up is Square is kind of Square. You know what I'm saying? Square owns all of it, but they don't do the same services on every website. So I moved from expensive Square to, well, this is how I do my point of sale anyway, so let me just stay with this Square and create it. And I haven't been able to convert that into a subscription service again. But I did have a beautiful subscription service last year, and it will be back within the month. But text message collection, we started doing that about a month ago, and I have a few subscribers now, a few like loyalty program subscribers now, and we have some good rewards set up for your 6th visit, for your 10th visit. It's been a journey, but I appreciate that, and thank you, because yes, we are going to be giving away a basket for Christmas.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
I'll feature you in social media.
Huh?
I will feature you in social media.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Do you have a plan?
I have a plan.
Do you have a marketing plan?
Marketing plan. So, okay, sir. Sure. Whatever you say.
No, that's what Tom was asking, when you
Yeah.
identify your target audience.
Yeah. Yes.
But also, what message you want to put out, how you're gonna go about doing that. All of the things that you're talking about now will fall into a marketing plan.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be a complicated 4 or 5 page thing. It can be a 1-page document,
Mhm.
but it gives you the foundation to bounce off of.
Mhm.
I love social media more than probably most in the room, but I don't go to Instagram because Instagram's the devil.
No, TikTok's the devil.
Both of them. But
Instagram is his menu.
it's the simple things, and the marketing plan, thinking through your marketing plan to help you with some executions. It's as simple as, if I come to your table, can I pick up a card?
Mhm.
And every time I make a purchase, you can punch the card. You know, so if I'm down in Soda City, I know to get my card punched.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and that costs you what to print the card? You know, pennies. It doesn't require you to be on the Square website. Sometimes low tech is best tech.
Yes.
But that's what a marketing plan starts you thinking about.
Mhm.
You know, get your brain trust together and just go, well, how are we gonna get here?
Mhm.
And there's some simple questions. One good resource about marketing, 2 good resources about marketing. The king of teaching about marketing plans is Tom over there. The rest of us, Tom, raise your hand. He teaches at Midlands Tech on business. So find resources to help you do this. There are plenty of great resources in the city to do it. But that plan gives you some stability.
Mhm.
And we'll throw out suggestions and everything won't be right for you, but you're gonna be a grateful host and take all those suggestions, but some of them ain't right, you know, but the plan is the plan is the plan.
Mhm.
And when you have the plan, it makes a lot of things easy.
Thank you.
So through your entrepreneurial journey, what's been the greatest learning that you could share with other entrepreneurs?
Prepare yourself for whatever you're gonna do, because, there have been so many mornings that our morning starts bad because we're not prepped the night before, and then the first customers are looking at a grumpy mother and her grumpy daughters, and by 11 o'clock, we're happy and we're jumping and everything, but when we prep good the night before, and when we're, like, our thing is set up, our cart is set up, and we are set up for the first customers, when he comes through with his little camera, and he starts walking through and we're waving, we're not like looking down because we're too busy to look up. When I get to wave at him and say hi before Soda City even starts, I know I'm ready. And don't take failure as, Tom, I went into a brick and mortar. I made a business partnership with somebody. They were not open all day. They have a beautiful cafe, and it was gorgeous in there, and they don't have any customers. So they didn't have any customers, and I didn't have any money, and they didn't have any money, and none of us had any marketing money. None of us had any money. And it got really bad where we weren't talking for a little while. And now, I wanna say she's one of my good mentors, because we were able to part ways nicely. We both weren't able to come up with what we needed to come up with to get people in the door. And I wasn't willing to just be staff, business partnership or no. And so having to move out of the door and stay open is my biggest lesson. Having to move out, make all those announcements and do all that stuff and have to undo it and say, no, we're back at Soda City, but we're good, you know?
Quick question. Listen, I'm a Jamaican Blue Mountain fan.
Okay.
Are you roasting, can a person order from you to roast a specific bean?
Yes, if you contact me, I will definitely, you can say, I want this type of bean. I will get that bean for you and I will roast it how you want. I'm not a regular roaster. I don't look at numbers on a computer screen. I cook how my grandmother cooked. I listen for first crack, I listen for second crack, and I start looking at my beans, and then when they're done, they're done. You know? So everything will be made with love, is what I would say. Mm-hmm.
I'd make a suggestion that you move that. I'd make a suggestion that you move that last comment up somewhere visible in your promotion. You know, custom roasting, right? If you can do that, I'm calling you, right? Because I'm a Jamaica Blue. You know, I love that. I love that stuff. I can't find it where I like it. If you can do that, I'm calling you.
Well, we're going on the bag. Because it gets kind of pricey, but you and I can go in on a bag. Anybody else want to jump in? Call me back.
Coffee prices are the prices. Wood, same price as wood these days.
I don't think I need this, do I? I have never, okay, I really need this. Hi, you're fabulous,
Thank you.
and that dress is gorgeous.
Oh, I appreciate you.
You know, I don't care what anyone says, you can make $1 billion, but women will look and see what you're wearing. You know? It's like, what, did you see those shoes? Tell a lot about a woman by how she dresses. Do you have a single message, 3 words, 4 words, that literally describe who you are?
Or maybe 17 syllables?
Don't even, 17 syllables if it's no more than 5 words, but if I was gonna say to you, tell me in 5 words what it is about Haruki coffee that makes me wanna drink it.
Oh my God. Ooh, okay.
Now you need to talk to me, because until you know the answer to that question, nobody else can help you. Because that's your brand, my love. And that's how people are gonna remember you when you walk away. That one sentence you say.
You've already
Mine
said
is
it.
making you memorable. I don't say anything more. That's it. That's what I do.
It may not be 5 or 6 words, but she's already said it.
She said several, and she's got it in a good marketer, like Mr. Walker, I will say that immediately, is outstanding, top of the line.
Yes.
I'm better, but we won't go into that now, because I've never challenged him before. But seriously, you have said it, I know what it is, I know what it would be if it were my company.
Yes.
And that is the thing, that is the one single thing, if I was gonna say, go out of here today with that, and talk to several people who've talked to you about it. This gentleman's mentioned it, Derek's mentioned it. Sit down and define what that is, because the minute you do, everything else will open up and everything else will become easy. Your email follow-ups will be easy, because you'll know what to say. Your advertising will be easy, because you'll know what to say. Everything will become easy once you define what that is that differentiates you from every other coffee company here in Columbia.
I can't thank you enough for that, because I did. So this is so funny that I'm here at this time in my life. I had all of that when I was just selling bags of coffee. Now that I sell all kinds of coffee drinks and specialty drinks, and I do designer cookies and all this stuff now, I have not revisited that. I did all of this. I took classes and all of this stuff, and I had my hero statement and my quintessential haiku on every single bag of coffee. And now, thanks to Tanisha, who's a poet as well, Unique African Blends, where each sip is like a love poem in a mug. She created that one for me a couple of weeks, about a week ago, which I absolutely love. But you are asking me to go back and find out who I am now that I'm doing something else, and I thank you guys for it. All three of you, I thank you for it.
You got too big for your Louis Vuittons.
Mhm.
You got too big for your Louis Vuittons.
I did. You wanna hear a joke?
In a good way.
Sure.
I left my good ramen bag. I left my big, gigantic ramen tote bag and my 17-inch laptop on my porch this morning. I was so nervous. So we're all just talking in love. So when you said you got too big for your Louis Vuittons, when you said we got too big for your Louis Vuittons, I'm like, I'm hoping I still own a ramen bag right now while we're talking, and a laptop with
That's
all
what
my
makes
things.
1 million cups so great, and why everybody has to bring a guest back next week.
What's that?
That's what makes 1 million cups so great,
Yes.
is that this happens.
Yes. I had to bring her because I knew this is her. I knew it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Next question. I'm sorry.
I was wondering, what is it like having your teenage daughters as your business partners? And do you find that them having younger minds and being more on social media, does that help your marketing as far as TikTok and Instagram?
That's so funny. She is so cute. You know she talks to her mom, right? I have 16-year-old twins. This one over here
She's so cute.
is Maya Grace. Maya Grace Ife. This one over here is Soraya Nice Mercy. Grace and Mercy. The other names for them is Beyonce and Bill Nye the Science Guy. Okay? And that's my youngest, Naja. This one over here loves this company. Whatever we're doing, let's go. My youngest, Naja Shalom, completed peace, the last Scion. She is like, tell me where to put something down. This one, that one over there, with the big social media gathering, she dares me, please do not tell anybody else that I work here. I said, but you own your own company at 16. She goes, I'm not saying that out loud, and stop telling my teachers, because they're gonna start buying our coffee. It's so funny to have teenagers work with you, and I thought it was gonna be such a big thing to have an LLP where my children are business partners with me, and it has done me nothing in social media. They don't wanna be tagged. And I built my IG myself. And I went viral 2 weeks ago, so I'm so excited. But I had to end up building it myself. They do come by and they go, hey, that last post you did yesterday sucks. Take that down. Or they'll say, I like that. Or if my children click like on a post, I know they love it. But the impact has been more personal. When people see us at Soda City, they love us. They love my children. they love me, and they love to buy coffee from us because they see us working, the way we work together is so amazing. But no, no benefits from social media. I can get anybody else's spouse.
We have really enjoyed your presentation. The last question that we always ask is, what can 1 million cups do for you?
Oh, you're doing it. Just keep sharing about my business. Keep this open, because I will be back and I continue to learn from you guys, and keep reaching out further and further for more diverse business owners for us to learn from. That's what you can do for me.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got a few announcements. I'm gonna take mine real quick. The first one is when I was on my way to 1 million cups today, I fell down and I busted myself. And in the process, I was carrying a box of books, which, by the way, if I owe you a copy, it's here. And I damaged 2 books. So I have 2 books to give away because I can't sell them. So come see me. I have 2. If you know a kid that needs entrepreneurship, they're signed and everything. Just the back side is like the corners messed up.
Jason, tell them about